Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. In this very particular episode, I want to talk about how long should we wait before we address an issue. Sorry, kind of have a pause in my head. The reason we talk about this is, have you ever had a fight with your partner, and then, why one want to eagerly talk things out, the other simply have to wait. Then it got into this really awkward period of time that you do not know when should you address the issue, or should you simply just let it sit and believing, as time goes by, people will slowly forget about issue, then the issue will no longer be an issue. This very particular episode, we just simply talk about how long should you wait before you address the issue. And the reason of that is why many people believing like you can simply let the issue sit and then it will somehow resolve itself or pretend nothing happened. The reality is it never does. The same issue constantly happening, or the next time you guys are fighting over the same thing again, it most likely will kill the relationship in a long run. So really, the best way to do is you always have to address the issue. But the problem is, I understand why some people really want to talk it out right now, right here. The other person simply have to wait. The reason they have to wait is probably because they don't want to talk about things in the heat of the emotion, and then sometimes they simply have to let it sit and let their brain, settle a little bit, emotions settle a little bit, so they can, smooth things out or think things through, and then they were able to talk. So for your relationship benefit, the end result is you will eventually have to talk about it. But here is a guideline for you. Throughout the years, me and my husband slowly discover like why he like to talk things out. I like to wait a little bit. But sometimes waiting a little bit will give people a wrong idea, like you simply don't want to talk about it. But that's not true. The reality is every single one of us has some, when we have some problem or issue, we would most likely want our partner to be able to hear us out, or we can talk it out, or even better, we can figure out a solution to it, that we can work toward that goal together. So even though at the heat of the arguing, I look like I'm totally shut down, I don't want to talk, but deep down, I still want to resolve the problem. I want to address the issue, but I just need to wait, right? So if many of you don't know when is the best time to address the issue, or you simply let it sit, and trust me, if you let it sit for days, that anger, frustration most likely will snowball, or creating a bigger issue, because most of the time people in there, it's like fermenting, right? It's like brewing or fermenting. So if you let the issue sit, it most likely will become in a bigger problem. Like the person will constantly thinking about what you had done before, or things like that. Or if this is a repetitive fight, then most likely that would turn into a bigger problem than it is if you simply let it sit. So my best advice for you is, if you want to address the issue, you try to make sure is you, from the time that you have a fight to the time you have addressed the issue, is not later than 24 hours. It's not later than 24 hours. That is, you can let it sit, but don't let it sit for days. You let it sit no more than 24 hours. But some people need to address the issue shorter, like sooner rather than later. So if you're not sure, how can you decide when to address the issue now? It's a simple way for you to know, is by your zodiac sign. So for example, if your partner is Aquarium and then you happen to be, I don't know, Pisces, or the sign that is, let me see, Pisces is good, then you would try to initiate the issue. Is Pisces the next sign? Sorry, my zodiac is not good, astrology is not so good. So basically, based on the position of their zodiac sign, if it's only 1 or 2 signs away from you, then you will start addressing the issue 1 or 2 hours. Start with that, but no later than ×2. So that is, if your partner's sign is like 2 signs after you, then you would try to address the issue like at 2 hours, but no later than 4 hours. Does that make sense to you? So as your partner's sign is a little bit further away from you, that gives you a little bit more buffer room. So anyway, and sure enough, if you guys happen to be on the same sign, most likely you guys will understand each other. So you will be able to address the issue or somehow work at the issue right away. So anyway, this is just a quick episode to share with you guys why many of you are so confused, at which I heard a lot of complaint of. I don't know when to talk about it, or they simply just sit and then they don't want to address the issue because they believe you need time to cool down, or I just simply give you space. The reality is, when 2 people want to work a relationship together, the best advice for you is you should always address the issue. If you come to the heat of the argument, you do not know what to do, then here's a guideline for you. Simply based on your astrology sign, and then you start counting back, like counting the position where their sign is away from you, then you know the soonest time you can talk about is ×1, and then the latest you can wait is ×2. So you never let yourself go way later than that, because you know you will only snowball on you, and then at the end it will only deteriorate the relationship that you try to build with this person. So anyway, hope that give you guys a little bit idea. But remember, whatever issue is, try to address it within 24 hours. It really, for your overall benefit. So if you know what I'm doing, you can always follow, share, and like. I'll see you next time. Bye now.